Hello JM Investors friends, welcome back JM Investors family. In today's video, we are talking about this new topic, which is very unique, surprising, and entertaining as well. It is a building, a wealth building blueprint that has helped many strategic planners and thinkers worldwide. The topic is the wealth building protocol, the Decad wealth building rules to escape financial struggle. As I introduce, wealth begins before the money arrives. Financial struggle can feel like a trap. You earn money, but it disappears. You reduce expenses, but unexpected bill destroys the progress. You try to save, but the amount seems too small to matter in whatever means you plan. You think about investing, but you feel you need more money before you can begin. This creates a dangerous cycle. Earn, spend, struggle, borrow, repay, repeat. Escaping that cycle requires more. Escaping that cycle requires more than earning a larger income. It requires changing the financial systems operating around your life. Wealth is not simply the amount of money someone possesses today. It is the combination of income generating ability, savings, productive assets, ownership, financial discipline, time knowledge, risk management, and the ability to consistently convert income into assets. The objective is therefore not merely to make more money. The objective is to build a system in which your income gradually becomes a capital. Your capital becomes assets, and your assets increasingly produce income. That transformation is the foundation of sustainable wealth. Rule number 1, know exactly where your money is going. The first wealth building rule is deceptively simple. You cannot control what you don't measure. Many people know approximately how much they earn but cannot accurately explain where their money goes. They remember rent, food, transport, and major bills, but smaller expenses accumulate. Subscriptions, earning out, mobile data, impulse purchases, delivery fees, entertainment, bank charges, small loans, interest payments, convenience spending. One purchase rarely destroys financial progress. The problem is repetition. Suppose someone spends an unnecessary equivalent of $5 every day. That becomes approximately $150 per month, and it cumulatively become $1,800 per year. That lesson isn't that every small purchase is bad. The lesson isn't that every small purchase is bad. The lesson is that small recurring decisions become large financial outcomes. Create a personal financial map. Divide your monthly income into categories. Category number 1, essential expenses: housing, food, utilities, transportation, healthcare, education, basic communication. Number 2, financial obligations: debt payments, Number 2, financial obligations: debt payments, family obligations, taxes, insurance. Number 3, wealth building: emergency savings, investments, business capital, education and skills. Number 4, lifestyle: entertainment, dining, travel, support, shopping, non-essential subscriptions. Then ask, which expenses are actually improving my life and which ones are simply consuming my future? This question can be transformative. Rule number 2, build a gap between income and expenses. You cannot build wealth if everything you earn is consumed. The fundamental wealth equation is income minus expenses. Then you remain with a surplus. That surplus is the raw material of your wealth. If you earn 1,000 and spend 1,000, your financial surplus is 0. If you earn 1,000 and spend 900, the surplus is $100. That $100 becomes emergency savings, investment capital, business capital, education, productive assets. The percentage matters less than the existence of the habit you are starting. Someone struggling financially may not immediately be able to save 20% or 30%. Perhaps they can begin with 1% to 3%, then 5% to 10%. The important thing is to establish the mechanism, but do not focus only on cutting expenses. Extreme fragility has limits. There is a floor beneath which expenses cannot realistically fall. You can only reduce your food budget so far. You can only reduce transportation costs so far. You cannot eliminate every necessary expense. Therefore, wealth building requires two strategies. Strategy A, control expenses, and strategy B, increase earning capacity. This distinction is crucial. If someone earns $300 per month, saving $20 matters, but increasing their earning potential from $300 to $600 can potentially transform the entire financial equation. Rule number 3, attack high-cost debt. Debt can either be useful or destructive. A loan can be used to acquire a productive asset. A loan used to acquire a productive asset may potentially create future income, but higher cost consumer debt can create the opposite effect. You purchase something today, then you spend tomorrow's income paying for yesterday's consumption. The cycle becomes borrow, spend, interest, repay. Then you borrow again, and it repeats. High interest debt is particularly dangerous because interest compounds against you. The debt snowball. One strategy is to pay the smallest debt first to create psychological momentum. The debt avalanche. Another strategy is to prioritize the debt with the highest interest rate. Mathematically, the avalanche approach often saves more interest when debts have different rates. For example, debt balance debt A, $500 balance. For example, debt A balance is $500, interest 8%. B, $1,000, interest 25%. C, 2,000, interest 12. The highest interest debt deserves serious attention because it is the most expensive. Important principle is don't simply ask, how much do I owe? Ask, how much does this debt cost me every year? Understanding the interest cost changes how you see debt. Rule number 4, build an emergency fund before taking excessive investment risk. Rule 4, build an emergency fund before taking excessive investment risk. One of the biggest mistakes people make is investing money they cannot afford to lose or locking away money they may suddenly need. Life contains uncertainty. Life contains uncertainty. You may experience job loss, business interruption, medical expenses, family emergencies, major repairs, unexpected relocation. Economic downturns. Without emergency savings, a relatively small crisis can force you into expensive debt. The emergency fund is financial shock absorber or absorption. The ideal amount depends on income stability, household responsibilities, and expenses. A common framework is stage 1, build a small starter emergency reserve. Stage 2, work towards roughly 3 to 6 months of essential expenses. People with highly variable income may need a larger cushion. Where should emergency money be kept? Generally, emergency funds should prioritize liquidity, capital preservation, accessibility, appropriate protection, rather than maximum returns. Your emergency fund has a different job from your investment portfolio. Its purpose isn't to make you rich. Its purpose is to prevent an emergency from making you poor. Rule number 5, invest in your earning power. One of the most overlooked assets is human capital. Your ability to produce income is itself an economic asset. Skills can include sales, programming, data analysis, digital marketing, writing, engineering, agriculture, finance, design, management, communication, entrepreneurship, technical trades, but acquiring skills isn't enough. A valuable skill must connect to a valuable problem. For example, I know graphic design is less powerful than I can help businesses create advertising materials that generate more customers. The second statement connects skill to economic value. Think in terms of the value equation: skill plus problem plus market. Skill plus problem plus market equals earning opportunity. The goal isn't to collect certificates. The goal is to become increasingly useful. Ask yourself, what problems can I solve? Who has those problems? How expensive is the problem? How urgently does someone want it solved? Can I solve it better, faster, and cheaper? Can I demonstrate the results? These questions transform learning into economic strategy. Rule 6. Create multiple sources of income, but don't chase everything. Multiple income streams can provide resilience, but there is an important misunderstanding about diversification. You don't necessarily need 10 businesses. You need reliable economic engines. Potential income sources include active income. You exchange time and expertise for money. For example, employment, freelancing, consulting, contracting, professional services. Business income. You build systems that sell products or services. Investment income. You own productive assets that potentially generate dividends, interest, rent, capital appreciation. Intellectual property income. You create assets that can potentially generate revenue repeatedly. Books, courses, software, music, licensing, digital products. The better progression. Don't try to create 5 income streams simultaneously. A stronger sequence can be build one reliable income source, increase it, create surplus, establish emergency savings, invest, develop second income stream. This prevents diversification from distraction. Number 7, or rule 7, turn income into assets. This is one of the most important principles in wealth creation. There is a major difference between owning things that consume money and owning things that can potentially produce money. A paycheck is income. An asset is something that can have economic value and potentially generate cash flow or appreciate. Examples may include businesses, productive land, rental property, bonds, shares, certain funds, intellectual property, software, royalties. The specific investments appropriate for an individual depend on jurisdiction, risk tolerance, time zones, and financial circumstances. The wealth conversion process. Think of your money as moving through stages. Income, surplus, capital, assets, cash flow, more capital. That is the wealth engine. For example, you earn income, you control expenses, you create surplus, you invest the surplus, you acquire productive assets. Those assets potentially generate returns. Those assets potentially generate returns. You reinvest some of those returns. Your asset base grows. This is how money can gradually begin working alongside you. GM investors friends, GM investors family, please click like, share, comment and subscribe to my videos and my channel, because this will be highly appreciated from our side. If you want to know more about this topic, to get more information about this wonderful experience, please click the links in the video description below, because this will be highly appreciated in advance from our side. Thank you. Rule number 8. Harness the power of compounding. Compounding is one of the most powerful forces available to long-term investors. The basic idea is simple. Returns can generate additional returns. Imagine investing $1,000 and earning a hypothetical average of 8% annually with returns reinvested. After 1 year, you have $1,080. After another year, 8%. After another year, the 8% applies to the larger amount over long periods. This can produce exponentially. Over long periods, this can produce exponential looking growth. Using the compound growth formula, A is equals to P times 1 plus R raised to power N, where A is future value, P is initial amount, R is the annual return, and N is the number of periods. But there is something even more important than the mathematics. Time. Someone who starts investing early has something an older investor cannot purchase. Additional years of compounding. Consistency often beats intensity. A person who invests $100 every month for many years may ultimately achieve more than someone who occasionally invests $2,000 but repeatedly stops. This is why wealth building should be treated as a system rather than an occasional event. Rule number 9. Avoid lifestyle inflation. Imagine someone receives a major salary increase. Instead of increasing in investments, they immediately upgrade house, car, phone, clothes, restaurants, holidays, entertainment. Income increases, but wealth doesn't. This is called lifestyle inflation. There's nothing inherently wrong with enjoying greater income. The danger occurs when every increase in income becomes an increase in consumption. Use the income increase rule. Whenever increase increases, divide the increase. For example, 50% goes to investments and savings, 30% lifestyle improvement, 20% education and business development. The exact percentages aren't sacred. The principle is, don't allow your lifestyle to consume all your financial progress. The wealth building opportunity created by a raise is often more valuable than the immediate lifestyle upgrade. Rule number 10. Think like an owner, not just an earner. The final rule brings everything together. Employees earn wages. Professionals earn fees. Entrepreneurs build businesses. Investors own assets. Wealth often accelerates when a person moves beyond simply selling time and begins accumulating ownership. The limitation of trading time for money. Suppose you earn $20 per hour. There are only so many hours available. You cannot work 24 hours per year because human beings have physical limits. Ownership changes the equation. A business can serve customers without the owner personally performing every task. A book can potentially sell repeatedly. Software can serve many users. An investment portfolio can potentially generate returns. an investment for an, inve- an investment pos- sorry an investment portfolio. An investment portfolio can potentially generate returns without requiring you to work each hour for each dollar. This is the concept of leverage. Four major forms of lever sorry Four major forms of leverage. Capital. Number one, capital. Money can be invested in productive assets. Technology. Technology can multiply human productivity. People. Teams can accomplish more than one individual. Four major forms of leverage. Number one, capital. Number one, capital. Money can be invested in productive assets. Technology. Number two, technology can multiply human productivity. Number three, people. People. Teams can accomplish more than one individual working alone. Number four, intellectual property. A creation can potentially be reproduced or distributed many times. The objective is not, the objective isn't to stop working. It is to gradually build systems where your work produces less. Sorry. It is to gradually build systems where your work produces assets that continue creating economic value. The wealth building framework. The 10 rules can now be condensed into one system. Step 1, measure. Know exactly where your money goes. Number 2, or step 2, create a surplus. Spend less than you consistently earn. Step 3, eliminate expensive debt. Stop unnecessary interest from consuming your future income. Step 4, build protection. Create an emergency reserve. Step 5, increase earning power. Develop valuable skills and solve valuable problems. Step 6, strengthen income. Build additional income sources carefully. Step 7, buy productive assets. Convert surplus income into ownership. Step 8, compound. Reinvest and give your assets time. Number 9, control your lifestyle inflation. Don't consume every financial improvement. Step 10, build ownership and leverage. Move from simply earning money toward owning productive systems. The 3 levels of financial progress. It is useful to recognize that escaping financial struggle happens in 3 stages. Level 1, survival. Your primary objective is to stabilize or get stability. You are focused on food, housing, utilities, transportation, debt, basic emergency savings. At this stage, sophisticated investing may not be your biggest priority. Stability comes first. Level 2, security. Now you have controlled expenses, emergency savings, reduced high-cost debt, more predictable income, regular saving and investing. You are no longer constantly reacting to financial emergencies. You are building resilience. Level 3, wealth creation. Now the focus shifts towards ownership, investments, businesses, intellectual property, long-term compounding, tax tax efficient structures where appropriate, generation, generational wealth, strategic risk taking. The goal becomes make your financial system increasingly independent of your daily labor. The psychology of wealth. Financial struggle isn't purely mathematical. Psychology matters enormously. The three psychological forces can destroy wealth. Instant gratification. I want it now. Number one. Number two, social comparison. Everyone else has it. Fear. What if I lose everything? Successful financial behavior requires developing the ability to delay gratification. Successful financial behavior requires developing the ability to delay gratification without becoming miserable. You don't need to reject enjoyment. You need to stop sacrificing your future for temporary status. The wealth mindset shift. Instead of asking, can I afford this? Can I afford this? Ask, what does buying this prevent me from doing? Instead of how much does it cost? Ask, how many hours of my life does it cost? Instead of how can I make more money? Ask, how can I become more valuable? Instead of what can I buy? Ask, what can I own? Instead of how can I get rich quickly? Ask, what system can make me wealthier? Even what system can make me wealthier over the next 10 to 20 years? These questions produce completely different behavior. A practical 12-month escape plan. Month 1 to 2, financial diagnosis. Track every expense. Calculate monthly income, essential expenses, debt, interest rates, savings, net worth. You need a baseline. Month 3 to 4, financial stabilization. Reduce unnecessary expenses. Create an initial emergency reserve. Begin attacking expensive debt. Month 5 to 6, income expansion. Identify one valuable skill. Develop it intensively. Create a portfolio. Find people willing to pay for the problem you can solve. Month 7 to 9, asset accumulation. Begin systematically allocating surplus towards appropriate productive assets. Avoid gambling disguised as investing. Understand what you are buying. Understand the risks. Understand the fees. Month 10 to 12. Systems build. Month 10 to 12 systems building. Automate where possible. Savings, investments, debt, payments, expensive tracking. Then evaluate your progress. Ask, has my net worth increased? Not merely as my income increased. The distinction is critical. The net worth equation. One of the best ways to measure financial progress is net worth is assets minus liabilities. Suppose you own 10,000 in investments, 5,000 in savings, and 5,000 in business assets. Total assets equals $20,000, but you owe $8. Your net worth is $20,000 minus $8, which equals $12,000. The objective of wealth building is ultimately to increase the value of assets you own relatively to the liabilities you owe. The biggest wealth building mistakes to avoid: chasing get rich quick schemes. If someone promises extraordinary returns with little or no risk, be extremely skeptical. Investing without understanding the asset. Never confuse popularity with quality. Borrowing to maintain appearances. Debt used for status can become a financial prison, increasing lifestyle faster than income. Your financial progress disappears into consumption, ignoring skills. Your earning ability is one of the most important assets. Waiting for the perfect time. Financial progress often begins with smaller, imperfect actions. Concentrating everything in one risky asset. Diversification can reduce concentration risk, although it cannot eliminate investment losses. Confusing revenue with wealth. A person can have enormous income and still have little net worth. Ignoring taxes and fees. Small recurring costs can significantly affect long-term outcomes. Giving up too early. Compounding requires time. The ultimate wealth principle. The deepest lesson behind all 10 rules is this. Wealth is built by repeatedly converting today's resources into tomorrow's productive capacity. Your money can be consumed or it can become education. Education can become skills. Skills can become income. Income can become capital. Capital can become assets. Assets can generate returns. Returns can become more assets, and those assets can eventually provide greater financial freedom and value. That's that is the cycle. As I conclude, your financial future is built one is built one decision at a time. Your financial future is built one decision at a time. Escaping financial struggle rarely happen. Escaping financial struggle rarely happens through one of sorry. Escaping one financial struggle rarely happens through one spectacular financial breakthrough. More often, it happens it happens through hundreds of seemingly ordinary decisions. The decision to track your money, the decision to stop unnecessary debt, the decision to save before spending, the decision to learn a valuable skill, the decision to increase your income, the decision to invest consistently, the decision to resist lifestyle inflation, the decision to own productive assets, the decision to think long term, and perhaps most importantly, the decision to stop allowing today's circumstances to dictate your tomorrow's financial possibilities. You don't have to become wealthy overnight. You need to build a financial system that becomes stronger over time. Because wealth is not simply about having more money, it is about gaining greater control of your time, choices, opportunities, and your future. JM investors, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to this channel and my videos. Click, share, like, comment, and subscribe to this channel and my videos because this will be highly appreciated. Until next time, happy investing. I thank you all for listening to this video. It is an educational blueprint which has changed many lives, and it can change yours as well. Thank you in advance. Bye bye for now. Until next time when we meet again.